Steve, you saw R.I.P.D. R.I.P.D. And
I didn't really know which Rip Torn movie to watch, so I just watched all of them.
You just hacked into the live stream in his bathroom,
like Matrix style with the
which I actually read
overkill.
Over this weekend. I read that at some point he was arrested for
ripping and a tearing.
For breaking into a bank because he was so drunk he thought it was his home.
He was so torn. He thought, "Damn, what kind of home you got? You think it's a bank?" You're like, "Nah, that safe is just my personal funds.
I always chain down my pants.
I keep that under my mattress."
It's all that Men in Black money.
And then Charlie, you saw the Lone Ranger, so they gotta convince me that their movie's better. Let's see if they can do that on the other side.
Are you ready for Movie Versus? Welcome to Movie Versus, the podcast where we pin two terrible movies in an all-out battle for the best of the worst. Here are your hosts, Tyler Lamb, Charlie Pixley, and Steve Janik. All on Movie Versus!
Hey everybody, my name's Tyler Lamb. This is Movie Versus, the podcast in defense of bad movies. And to my left clockwise here is, I'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Steve Janik.
Oh, hey Steve.
How's it going? Nice to meet you.
And who is this to our side? My right and your left.
I mean, I'm assuming we're letting him.
Are you asking him? I'm Charlie Pixley.
What's up, Chuck?
Okay.
Nothing. But I figured I brought in something that I got for you a while back.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah, you did mention this. I remember you texting me about
long
this.
And hard for this, and I really think that I figured you'd appreciate it. It was such a good find because I know you've been asking for it for years. It's something that you've always wanted.
Well, and also you told me you got me something, and you told me the price at which you got it.
I mean, but you'll see, it's a cool version of something that I know that you've wanted for a while. So I figured I'd finally get you.
It is. Hold on, I'm hitting the. Getting a better side.
Tyler, your mic's a little off center.
Oh, thank you, Steve. My mic was a little off. It is the Lorenzo's Oil.
That's the one you were always asking me about, right?
You're right. Yeah, Nick Nolte's finest performance. Nick Nolte, Susan Sarandon. You know, I mean, some people make their own miracles. This is the. Is this the laser disc of?
Is it really laser disc?
Yeah, it is. Side one, we've got 12 scenes on side one.
How convenient.
We've got another 9 on side 2, and then we have another 10 on side 3.
Uh-oh, third side.
I guess you put the disc in sideways.
Well, there's 2 in there. I figured you could keep with all your vinyls.
Did they just waste side 4?
The sobering news that their 5-year-old son Lorenzo has a rare terminal disease marks the beginning of an extraordinary mission for Augusto and I guess that's Michael, but it's spelled weird. I feel. Look at that. It's Aela.
Michaela.
Oh, well then, yeah, I'm just an idiot. Michaela.
You gotta say all the letters, Tyler.
Well, yeah, if I would have read ahead while I was doing it, it says after Michaela Doan, it says parentheses Nolte and Sarandon.
What a star-studded cast.
I would have been able to connect those dots.
Who plays Lorenzo?
Lorenzo's Oil. You've never heard of this movie though? Honestly,
no, I never had.
Oh wait, really?
I just thought it was fucking funny looking.
I mean, this is an Oscar, and now I don't know how many
I just found that out 5 minutes ago when I googled it. I was like, "Oh, this movie's got a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes."
Yeah, no, this is.
Oh wow, that's real good.
This is a critically lauded film. Steve, if you wanna,
I think I have to.
I like how the receipt somehow is inside of the shrink wrap.
It's not.
Oh, it isn't?
It's not. It's just attached to it via static.
Oh, okay.
Probably from the heat.
I didn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't touch
They
it. so
might be melting.
The discs. Well, you know that laser disc player that I'm showing off all the time. I can finally have another addition to. In all honesty, laser disc movies typically have way better special features and stuff. Like they would have added stuff that they didn't put on DVDs.
The chapter 30 is the legacy of Lorenzo's oil. So,
is that the final chapter?
Yeah.
Why isn't every single movie or every single thing that has a last chapter, why isn't that chapter called the final chapter? You can't think of a better name. Why do you try? Oh, and it is Letterboxd.
Kid's about to make out with
the people who are wondering at home, this is the Letterboxd version. So
that.
Thank God.
What does that mean?
I like how over here it says the price, which is $4, but then underneath it just says disc. Oh man. This guy. Who is that?
We might have to upload a picture of that.
No, I saw that too.
That's a goofy picture of this old guy.
It's Mel Brooks, dude.
Oh, man, that's a lot of makeup. And then this kid's fucking face. I guess that's Lorenzo.
That's Emmanuel Lewis.
I thought it was Haley Joel Osment.
Maybe.
This is way too early for that.
Whoa, hey. This is a George Miller film. I didn't know that.
Oh,
Because, the last thing, Nolte and Sarandon deliver exceptional performances of the loving and determined parents who bring hope to Minnie in this critically acclaimed hit from director George Miller of Mad Max fame. I don't know where I should put this. I'll put it right in the middle here.
Yeah, you can't reach the garbage can.
So what did you say?
I said you can't reach the garbage can from here.
So we can all look at it. Yeah, that is Sarandon is really eyeing that kid, and
she's doting.
They're
she's
close.
a doting mother.
Yeah, and Nick Nolte looks real jealous. He's like, you trying to make moves?
You think that they were going to use the entire cover for a picture? They had to get close enough so they could fit them all in that corner of the
well, with the Starfield and the other parts.
Well, they had to show that it was Letterboxd. That is a really weird cover art. Most of it is credits. Oh man, that's not what this podcast is even about this week.
Nope.
That's
it is
great.
now.
Thank you.
So I think you need to now buy him a $8 Laserdisc player.
just to one up him. Wait, me buy him one? Who are you looking at?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, you buy. It's a very gift of the Magi.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like, oh man, I sold all my Laserdisc
to buy you this Laserdisc player. And, oh man, I sold all of my Laserdiscs to buy you this one Laserdisc.
He saw all his Laserdisc players.
Oh yeah,
Laserdisc players. Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, some of those dicks are crazy, shooting out lasers everywhere, and that joke's going nowhere. So
it didn't have to go anywhere.
On this episode,
Steve, describe your movie while I open this. Do you mind?
Go for it. You can open it. Steve, you saw R.I.P.D. Yeah, let's just go right in and do a little synopsis of this movie. Synopsis. Let's get it.
Okay, so it starts off and clearly Ryan Reynolds is in a loving house. Actually, it starts off,
and then the movie starts.
Well, no, it starts off with him being like, oh, it does one of like the 90s, like
with him just being like, oh,
no, he's like, you think you're having a bad day, and then like this big fat guy comes running out. He's like,
and it's like, that's me.
No, he's like that's not me. And then Jeff Bridges comes out.
Scratch.
No, he's like that's not me. And then Jeff Bridges comes out. He's like, that ain't me either. And then he gets hit by a car. He's like, that one's me. And so then it cuts back to a couple days ago.
Stop, dude. I can't handle the humor.
It sounds so original already.
I should not have started off this way. I regret everything. So it goes back to a couple days before when he's with his wife and he's really happy and all this stuff. And you see him in the middle of the night plant this tree and bury something underneath it, like hidden. And so he goes to work. He's a police officer in Boston, and his partner is Kevin Bacon. and
Wait,
no, not
Just
not
do
the actor
it.
playing a part. It's actually Kevin. No, I'm joking. It's a
Okay.
Just get your Hollow Man joke out of it.
Yeah, how did you see him?
he was wearing the bandages.
Oh, okay. He hadn't taken bandages off yet. He wasn't invisibly molesting a woman yet.
Elizabeth Shue.
I wasn't saying
Wait,
a
no,
specific...
no, it wasn't Elizabeth Shue that he. No, never mind. Elizabeth Shue, he just spies on.
Okay, I don't remember the cast of that movie other than Kevin Bacon, and I remember the incidents of that movie.
Yeah. So anyway, he talks to Kevin Bacon's character Hayes. He's like, dude, I'm not gonna like rat on you or anything, but I'm gonna turn in the gold. I'm out. I don't want to be part of this thing that we're doing, because apparently what happened is they killed a drug dealer and they found this like weird gold plate type thing in like chunks, and they split the money.
Like a gold bar?
It's almost like a. It's not really a bar, but it's like chunks of gold that looks like it was at one point a larger piece that has been like taken apart.
Is that what you meant by
Okay.
turning the gold?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I'd never heard of that as a
No.
as a
It's
saying
literal
for,
gold.
for turning your badge.
No. He basically they stole this gold from a drug dealer, and they were gonna well, it was just gonna go to drugs and or weapons or something, and we can't.
Drugs
they
or
got
dealers.
They got it from somewhere. It's a victimless crime. We'll have this like money. We'll take care of our families with that. And they go on a big drug bust, and in the drug bust, Kevin Bacon kills him because he doesn't want him like ratting him out. Pretty much,
Okay.
he's afraid that he'll rat. Even though he says like, I'm not gonna tell anybody about your part or anything like that. He's like, I can't do it, and because of that, he gets murdered. And at this point, this is when like probably one of the cooler looking scenes happens, because when he dies, everything stops, and it's a massive raid on a drug house. There's like 30 guys there with the drug dealer, and there's like probably 50 SWAT team members there. There's like rockets going off, and he comes outside and just everything's frozen. Cars are like mid-explosion. People are being blown up, like blown away, and all kinds of stuff. It looks really cool. And then he gets brought up and is told about R.I.P.D, and then they're like, listen.
And that's the girl from Weeds, right?
Yes, I can't remember her name right
Mary
now.
Louise Parker.
There you go.
I kept thinking Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and I was like, that is incorrect.
Yeah.
That's 1/3, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you knew it was a 3-name person and
Yes.
it started with Mary.
So they're like, you can gamble on judgment and see if you go up or down, or you can work for us and kind of commute your sentence and then like be guaranteed to get to heaven when you're done. And he's like, oh, okay, so I guess I'm kind of locked in on that. So he becomes basically the rest in peace department, which is some people get away, like when you die you're supposed to go down, and some people get away and they look like normal humans, but they like their souls are essentially rotting, and that's why they look weird. Like they become kind of like a caricature of what would be sending them to hell.
Okay.
And so he goes off and they do some things, and then they kind of follow the gold. Like he keeps some when they return it, because they find some with another guy, and they put it in evidence, in R.I.P.D evidence, but he keeps one gold bar, and so he kind of is doing his whole cop thing and kind of running down that gold, and it takes him back to Kevin Bacon.
Is he doing his his thing with an I or an A?
Bang.
Hey,
Oh,
dude.
okay. I was just making sure.
So
The
when
other one doesn't even make sense.
when Kevin Bacon, like he kind of puts the gold back out there to an informant, like a ghost informant.
Matt Damon. Oh.
No, it's actually Mike O'Malley.
Hold on.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. The Ghost Informant sounds like a great movie.
GICI.
Yeah. So when he like leaves the gold with him, that guy gives it back to Kevin Bacon. Like he calls him up, and Kevin Bacon comes to get it. And so that's when they're like, okay, this is bigger than just like stealing gold for profit. Like this isn't a coincidence. And basically they find out that the gold is part of a thing called the Staff of Jericho. And so when you die, when you die, it's like a one-way route, like to like the afterlife. And what the Staff of Jericho does is it opens up the path the other way. So ghosts would be able to come to Earth from death without having to like escape it while on Earth still. So like ghosts that have moved on can come back.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. And so the rest of the movie is them attempting to stop this from occurring.
Stop you said Staff of Jericho?
Yes.
Yeah, Chuck, I think you got that hanging over your door in your apartment.
I keep keep it in between my mattress and my box spring.
Just with all your money, all your
all your gold. I mean, it is a giant, like it's a massive amount of gold.
Well, you don't trust banks,
Hell no.
so you invest in yourself.
Tyra
Literally.
or Bank of America, none of them.
I would say it's the amount of gold that goes into it is probably like 2 times that couch worth.
Yeah, that's
Like
a lot.
For listeners, Steve is pointing to
The world's largest couch.
I was gonna say an area of the house that there's no couch. But
So that much gold, Charlie.
So yeah, I was gonna say one of the two. You pick your poison. All right, so Chuck, what's going on in Lone Ranger?
My movie is also equally complex and complicated.
About Kevin Bacon stealing
Yep.
gold. Oh,
All
wow.
right, so stick with me, all right?
Okay, I'm sticking.
There's a new town where the railroad is being built. And
Call me Jeff Bridges because I'm gonna stick it. He's in that movie,
Oh yeah,
right?
he is.
Got it.
But you should have said
Missy Misdemeanor
Missy-
Elliott?
No, Missy Peregrine.
I I
That's the- I
Jeff
think
Bridges
it's
is
the
the
main
only
girl.
one I know from that movie.
Miss Peregrine, that house with like the bootleg X-Men,
Yeah.
No.
where that one kid's ability or that girl's ability is she just fucking eats with her eyes.
Yeah, that was.
That's
fucked up.
probably still
Wait,
better
what?
than
No,
holding
she-
the
I was-
hand.
no,
in
she-
the-
I was about
she-
to say.
She eats with the back of her head.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Wait, no, hold on. What?
Miss
What do you?
Peregrine's
Yeah,
home
no.
for.
But she eats with the back of her head.
Yeah, she
They
has like
showed it in the
she has like
trailer.
a crazy giant mouth on the back of her head, and that's the one she. Like, she has like a normal person looking mouth on the front, but then like when she wants to eat, she just like pick her hair up and then like
Oh
feed
yeah,
it a big
that's
giant
not a
turkey
power.
leg.
That's not a power. That's an inconvenience. I'd rather be able.
Yeah, she's
to,
like a Murloc or a Morlock.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd rather be able to sit on the couch and blink my eyes to change the channel.
Oh, that one is useful.
I was about to say that's actually a dope superpower.
Dude,
I mean, the guy writing by just putting his hand over a book. If you're an author, that shit's pretty cool. Or if you're taking notes in
dude,
class,
no,
you
you'd be a
just,
stenographer. It's like,
oh yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
yeah.
You could work in litigation and just be like, no, yeah, I got
And
it.
then you just
I
get-
got
And
it.
you wouldn't even have to do shorthand. It would
Yeah,
be
exactly.
full legit
That-
transfer.
and they would all.
dude, you get one of those like a ticker tape machines. You can just hold your hand still, and the paper just moves and just.
Everybody would be impressed at how quickly they got a turnaround on this. It's like, oh, you need a transcript ASAP. Here you go.
That was about as long as it took you to watch it. You know, twice as fast because I can do it on 2x.
Just combining the two papers together somehow.
It's like the modern day Da Vinci.
How does he work?
He can also do it in reverse.
Look at him work. He's a genius. How does he do it?
I'm trying to think of other like weird jobs that this would actually be of use in.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Short order waitress.
Yeah.
Just like I want 3 eggs, stat.
What do you want? Okay.
You're
What?
invaluable to this specific Waffle House franchise.
It's the one that's actually efficient. No, they could ask for anything you want on your hash browns, and it would be immaculately written.
Well, I was gonna say every order is in such detail that the Waffle House is actually like super clean because there's no all the time spent trying to decipher the shorthand that's written down is accumulated to extra time.
See, I
for
thought
them
You're
you
to-
getting too far fetched for me.
No,
now.
I thought you were
Instead
gonna
of
say
clean
that
Waffle House.
I don't even want to eat a clean waffle.
I thought you were
'Cause
gonna.
something's wrong.
I thought you were gonna say that the cook wouldn't be able to read it. Be like, what is this? There are so many letters here.
And he just cooks the piece of paper. throws it on the stove. This is what they'll get.
I hate those fucking mutants, and then kills them for that.
Oh, shit. I just wrote down something. How did you know I was a mutant from my handwriting? Ooh.
No one's handwriting's that perfect.
That's the movie, Handwriter.
No. Ghostwriter.
I don't know. Handwriter is at least his mutant name. like the X-Men team.
No,
They're
no,
like,
no,
I'm
no.
Wolverine,
Screw that. Call
I'm
him-
Cyclops,
No.
I'm Handwriter.
No. His name should be Calligraphy.
Yeah.
That makes it sound more
pretty
badass. That is good. Do you guys think that he can do any kind of...
Yeah, all fonts,
Any
even wingdings.
Dude, that's if he can just change font throughout, like writing down.
You want Comic Sans? You got Comic Sans.
Let's do that Star Wars font.
Vetica again. Get some
Oh, man.
originality.
Okay, we should probably do anything related to this cast.
Omega level mutants are the best.
Up there with gold balls.
Yep.
So yeah, Charlie, continue with the Lone Ranger. I don't know how we got.
Continue. You mean start?
We did not.
Okay, so like I was saying, mine is just as complex with Steve, so you guys got to bear with me. There's a town that's getting a railroad built through it. Okay, I did get through that part. And there's an evil gang that wants to take it over, and they killed all Tonto's tribe.
I'm only laughing because he's laughing.
And he wants to kill all of them. And the Lone Ranger's a sheriff, and he also wants to stop them, but for different means. So they get together to try and take him down. Get on all sorts of hijinks along the way.
What kind of hijinks?
So just as complex as Steve's.
So you said the Lone Ranger will share if what? What's it?
Wow, that was a stretch for that one. How long did you think that up in the middle of the week? Have you been sitting on that?
No, it came to my head as he said the word sheriff, and I was super proud.
There's a really touching scene when they show Johnny Depp's whole massacre drive that he picks up the bird. You know,
Oh,
the
Charlie,
bird he wears.
are you crying?
You know the bird he wears on his head?
Yeah.
How they got, that was it got an interesting reception when that photo was first released. That he takes that bird from when he was a kid and his whole tribe got killed, and then that's the same bird that he still wears like decades later.
Okay.
What is that? What is the? Is it like a bones? Like, please tell me there's not still like
No,
flesh on this bird.
it's a full bird still.
So he's a master taxidermist in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a subplot.
That's his
So-
B story.
So he's essentially also the Mad Hatter in this with some haberdashery skills.
because his whole family
Yeah,
got
that's like-
killed.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so well, Charlie, I didn't get anything to write down after that. You didn't really discuss your plot at all.
I did.
Steve, this is so does everyone get this choice when they die?
No, it's because he was a police officer and he was a good police officer. Like he had a special set of skills that they needed. No, it's because he was a cop and like even though he wasn't the best person.
So they wanted Liam Neeson originally.
Well, you can't just kill Liam Neeson. He would kill you. So while they're waiting for Liam Neeson, they have Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges.
Okay.
I wouldn't make that trade.
While they're waiting, they're gonna make
Okay.
it happen.
Okay.
So
And Liam Neeson's killed enough people that he's gonna be in the R.I.P.D. for a very long time.
So Charlie, wait, hold on. You're in the R.I.P.D. for.
You commute your sentence, kind of.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
basically,
must have missed that.
yeah, you're kind of like serving a term to try so that you're not sent to hell. So like, and you can get it extended. So like, there are times where Jeff Bridges does something. Well, they They don't show it. Well, at the end of the movie, for the problems that they cause, Ryan Reynolds gets a warning because he's a rookie, but Jeff Bridges gets an extra 53 years on his sentence.
Okay. We'll come back to that. Hey, Charlie, I know that you said the train thing.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to...
It's one of the few things that were said.
So, how much... The whole movie revolves around this train?
Well, around the train going through the town. Because back then, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
That's like make or break for a town
and
back
they're
then.
building this train.
A section of the railroad going through that
and
town.
what's their reasoning to not want the train there?
Well, they just wanted to like sabotage the first train going through was carrying some important goods that they wanted to steal, so they were going to sabotage it at that time because they knew it was brand new track and it was going through at the time.
Who is they?
The bad gang.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what? The Lone Ranger? And
Yes,
It's like,
exactly.
He's sounding less and less like a hero by the minute.
Okay. Yeah, we'll jump back to this. Steve, you said you shorten your sentence in the R.I.P.D. You know, like when you serve or whatever, like you do.
You don't shorten it.
But earlier you said that you get the choice to either be judged.
Well, no, yeah, because like either you can't shorten your sentence, but like you either get to be judged on your full merits alone, or you serve out your sentence in the R.I.P.D. and at the end of it are then judged, and then that kind of
Almost
cancels
guarantees
out the
you
bad stuff.
Okay. That makes more sense. I gotcha. All right, so I guess I'll Charlie, how many action scenes are on a train?
Okay, so there's the first one, there's the big one at the end.
And then there's
And
the
then
rest
there's-
of the movie.
I think there's three.
that is on a
The
train.
middle one was pretty small, but there's a long sequence at the end, and then a medium one in the beginning.
Okay, so is this train headed maybe towards like a Asian area?
No, it's a crazy train.
Is there a?
What?
Is there a? Well, I'm just.
He's asking if
it-
it's an Orient Express.
My next question
Yes.
was if Kenneth Branagh was on the train.
Johnny Depp's probably the best Native American actor.
Probably. Okay, so there's like three. So the plot actually revolves
The last
around-
one is a long sequence. It's like 10 minutes
well, and
of train
and
fighting.
it's not just
But it was pretty cool.
because we watched the trailer last week and we were like, oh my god, that
Yeah.
like the train, blah blah blah. I don't think that they really made it seem like the train was a part of the plot, if that makes sense.
I mean, it doesn't
Like, in
all
the
revolve
trailer,
around
at least.
that. That's just like it still revolves around the gangs and them chasing the gangs. That's just the thing that sets everything in motion.
Okay, are they hired by
Locomotion.
Is the Lone Ranger hired by?
Oh, fuck you guys.
No, Steve gave a nod.
Okay.
Is the Lone Ranger hired by anybody?
So at first he is just like a sheriff, and he also wants to get these guys because they kill his partner early on, and they melt his badge into a bullet that he keeps with him.
Is it to
Sounds
kill,
hilarious.
Is it to kill the leader of the gang?
It's the only way to kill him. It's with that bullet.
He is a werewolf.
Wait, so it's also silver?
Yeah, it's his silver badge.
Oh, okay, right. That's a good point.
He didn't have a gold one. So what was the question again? I'm sorry.
I don't even. I thought I asked. Oh, was the Lone Ranger hired?
Oh, okay. So
to-
after his partner gets killed, then he kind of just starts doing his own thing and getting a little more, becoming a little more vigilante justice. And he still isn't killing. Tonto wants to kill, but
Yeah.
he keeps going away from that. But then he's stopped paying attention to like any jurisdiction or any sort of rules or anything like that, and that's why he puts on the mask. Then
Okay. Steve. So Kevin Bacon is in your movie.
Correct.
why?
So he's like the bad guy for the first half, then?
No, he's the bad guy for the entire thing.
So he finds out about the staff, and
It turns out that he is also dead. He is what they refer to as deados.
Dead.
he is what they refer to as real dead.
No, he apparently a couple months previous to this, he was in a shootout with another like a drug dealer, and he was like, "Remember when you were just so amazed that I pulled through?" Like, you didn't pull through, did you? No, I did not. And so he is part of the undead scene, and he's kind of organizing this whole like Staff of Jericho hunt thing. And it turns out that a good way to find these people is they kind of have this like rot coming off of them. So like they mess with electronics. The dogs don't like them. Like things go into disrepair around them, like wood starts to rot, and just generally it just kind of is shitty. But he apparently, like, it's hard to notice or you can't notice it on him because he's wearing a St. Christopher medal from his grandmother, and because it's a holy artifact, it like holds the rot in.
Gotcha. Huh.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a couple questions for you, Charlie.
Sure.
Okay, so how does the partnership between Tonto and the Lone Ranger happen even?
They both get to the gang at the same time. So Tonto kind of works his way onto the train. Like he was involved way earlier on. He's first found chained up in the train with one of the main bad guys, and the main bad guy's gang is like coming to bust him out. But Tonto was put on there. Like he got himself in trouble to get on there with the guy to try and take him out. And then the Lone Ranger he's not the Lone Ranger yet, but heads to that locomotive to try and get that gang.
Yeah, so it never sounds like he's lone.
I mean,
Correct.
even in the original, he was never lone. Like you can't hold that against this film.
And then I'm
gonna anyway.
I used to like when I was a kid. I used to watch a lot of TV Land.
Sure.
So does he ever say "Hi Ho Silver"?
Once at the end, and Johnny Depp goes, "Don't ever say that again," and he just goes, "Okay."
Interesting. I don't think that. What's Johnny Depp's character's name again?
Tonto.
Okay, I was getting mixed up with the dog in Wizard of Oz.
Toto.
No.
Missing a letter.
Well, that or Michael Jackson's brother.
Yeah.
Tito. Okay.
And I don't think that Tonto was always in the show.
Oh, he wasn't?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't know if you guys
Hi
have
Ho
ever
Silver
watched the
is
show.
all I know. That and Kimosabe.
I mean, I've seen some of the show, but not enough to really
Fair enough.
weigh in on that. I mean, it's been a long time.
Okay. So Steve, with your movie, this is going to be a your movie. I mean, they've all been pretty movie specific at this point. This is a specific question I thought of before the podcast, though. So your movie has a pretty stupid title, in my opinion. The Rest in Peace department is really dumb.
Right.
I mean, that just title alone, like it makes no sense to me. I understand you're dead, but I don't. Anyway, so do you have a better title for this film?
Oh my god.
Do you? I know you're. Don't act like this is that hard. You're creative. You can do off the cuff things. And no matter how much I swear I won't edit this at all for you to have time to think.
I'm gonna go with Lorenzo's Oil.
Damn it.
I wonder what brought that up. Wow, that was original.
Well, if we're gonna go with Nick Nolte, I'll say 48 hours again.
And why is that?
Because it pretty much lasts about like the whole process ends up being about 2 days, and it's basically a race for them to stop more or less the apocalypse of the dead returning to Earth. And also we're talking about Nick Nolte, so referring to his classic buddy cop film with Eddie Murphy is definitely a plus.
So is that 48 hours, comma, again?
No, it's 48 hours again, comma, again.
Okay. Just making sure I got that right. There's no... All right. And then Charlie... Charlie, my question that I got you... this is so stupid. I thought I was so fucking clever when I wrote this shit. Charlie, when does Viggo Mortensen appear? Because he's
okay.
Lone Ranger
obviously,
fan.
but you know how, like, you know where Thomas the Tank Engine's face is on the front of the train.
yeah. Oh, I
There you
mean,
go.
wait, hold on. On the
Wait, so
front,
it's Viggo Mortensen the train?
Thomas the Tank Engine's face is on the front.
No,
of the
no,
train.
Viggo
No, I
Mortensen's
said,
face
yeah,
is on the front,
that's
like
very
it's
funny.
Thomas
Yeah,
the
no,
Tank
I
Engine.
was okay. God, I thought that was such a good. I like did one of those while I wrote that shit down. I think I ran.
Should have
from
given it to me wrong.
I think I ran from the living room to this piece of paper to be like, Viggo Mortensen. I got it. God, that's so dumb.
Which, to be fair, he was also not alone for the majority of all of those films.
Well, I mean, beforehand he was.
I mean,
though.
he was.
And I mean, I was more so focused on the Ranger terminology of it. You know, Strider.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, son of Arathorn. You gotta.
No, we're not going through his entire line today. Not today, Tyler.
Not on. That's on J.R.R. Tolkien, our side podcast. Which I know I've texted you that name before, but I'm gonna say it out loud because it's great.
It is a good one.
All right, so I think I will do this final question after kind of you guys. I want to give you guys time to wrap up thoughts on what you want to say before I give this final question, because I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with, like, I don't think it's going to touch on something that you guys want to bring up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Charlie,
What's the question? Like, what are the main character motivations?
no, just bring. Let me just come on. Like, what are some final things you want to bring up before we go into?
I mean, Armie Hammer is good in it. I do like him.
Great actor.
in
I
the
think
role.
he's a
And
great actor.
I'd like to. I
Very-
really wish he was in more stuff.
He's very likable, and it's surprising he's not in stuff, because everything I've seen
He's
him
not
in,
a terrible actor, and it's not like he's a statue of a man.
yeah, he's a good-looking person.
So a man
and
of
he's-
uncle, dude.
And he's
Man of Uncle, dude.
and he's you weren't calling me dude. You were saying he's a man of uncle dude.
What
he
does
is.
the DUDE stand for?
It's DEWD. And
But still, what do those letters mean?
but he's a great actor, and everything I've seen him in, he's been great in. So
Yep.
it is shocking that he doesn't have. He's one of those actors where you're shocked that he's not in as many roles, just because everything you see him in, you're like, wow, he did great.
Maybe, I mean, honestly, like, I hate to say it, but like maybe he's just kind of in like one of those weird spots.
I think
where
he's in
there's,
a
like,
rut.
Well, and like I think a lot of his roles, people like a lot of roles that people would gravitate towards him for. People are like, well, you know, let's go to Channing Tatum. Like he's getting he's just one rung behind on like the popularity scale.
Well, and you know what's weird, especially because you mentioned Channing Tatum. One of my thoughts is that he doesn't get roles as much because of his name, because the name Armie Hammer is weird.
Yeah.
So like, how are you gonna market a movie
like an
saying
80s
Armie Hammer's in this?
It's
And
it's like an
what?
80s
Just like that.
wrestler.
Well, I mean, even this one didn't say starring Armie Hammer. It said
'cause
starring
they said,
Johnny
Armie
Depp.
Hammer's in this one.
But still,
Yeah.
even though I know that this didn't make a lot of money, and then I know Man from U.N.C.L.E. didn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I mean, before both of those, he was in The Social Network, and people thought he was a twin. Like he did that beautifully. Like he's a good actor. So it's weird that he. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
and go on
that's
this
fine.
little Armie Hammer
Sure.
tangent.
He was good in
I-
that. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, I just think that like he was good in Social Network, but like he was in like these weird like reboot movies
Yeah.
that like no one like. I mean, Lone Ranger, a lot of people watch, but like Man from U.N.C.L.E. is a little
nobody
bit more.
knew who that was. Nobody knew what Man from U.N.C.L.E. really was.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a little bit about it, but I mean, that's
which if you haven't seen
really
that, I
old.
would say go and see that new. I don't know if you've seen it, Steve.
I haven't yet, but I wanted to.
Oh, it's a lot. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I saw it in theaters, and yeah, it was
I can
great.
bring my Blu-ray next time if you'd like.
Oh, you have it? That's cool. Yeah.
I don't know that I have access to a Blu-ray player. Wait, no, I do. I have a PS3.
Yeah, there you go.
I forgot that I owned that.
All the production is great. I mean,
Yeah,
everything,
well, it's a Disney
everything looks
movie.
good.
It's
yeah.
yeah.
And the last train sequence really was cool in that they were doing a lot of things because there were multiple trains that were colliding on the same track. And
Oh, okay.
it was long enough that it wasn't just like, oh, let's fight on the top and then it's over. There was lots of things like swinging ladders around it, spinning around, and different obstacles and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
How was Johnny Depp?
He was fine. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say he was amazing or anything, but
But it's
it
not
was
like,
serviceable.
It's not like Jack Sparrow.
No.
It wasn't as okay.
No, he at least I'm not super familiar with the Lone Ranger, but I had to pop my shirt. When I
Yeah,
said it, you
yeah.
know.
I mean, your collars always
Hey,
stay
hey.
popping.
I'm not super familiar with the Lone Ranger, but that's what I would imagine the
Well, I mean,
character
honest-
to be kind of stern and just like, not always calling Lone Ranger a dumbass kind of, but kind of just like, hey, quit being stupid.
So, well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say on a scale from Jack Sparrow. Okay, from Jack Sparrow to his character from Blow. What would you rank
Johnny
him
Blow.
as? what would you rank him as? Is
Nightmare
this,
on Elm Street.
I was gonna say, is this a Rum Diaries? Is this a?
I'm gonna go with Black Mass.
Okay, all right, that's okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, he was closer to that than he was to Jack Sparrow.
Okay. Is
Oh,
there
my
any?
bad,
Yeah,
let me
no.
think.
it's- Do you want me? Why
I
do
mean,
you think? Okay, yeah.
I mean, their bonding is good. It's believable.
Good
at least
chemistry,
in that- Yeah,
good-
it's believable in that they're not just like best buddies at the end. They're not like, oh man, we did this together. It's all good. It's still not antagonistic, but
Yeah.
they're not, oh man, best friend forever.
Yeah.
Because he still even resents him just for being white.
Okay,
Well,
Johnny. Okay, Johnny Depp.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say that was reasonable, but you kind of got me on that one.
Interesting. All right. Is there anything else that you want to throw out there?
It's just kind of a fun. I like westerns. Whenever you get a lot of them are. Hold on, let me get this straight. It's easy to fall into the same scenarios in westerns, but
Yeah.
they're always fun. Like you get your saloon scene with the crazy hooker, and then like the railroad scene, and like the town market scene, and
Gotta have that
dueling
crazy
scene and
hooker.
stuff.
God, it's staple. It's on their dry erase board of story points. What are there any other actors in this movie like that? Because I just know Johnny Depp, Armie Hammer. Are there any other actors in this that are like that you were like, oh shit, it's that person, or just anybody else besides
Helena Bonham Carter plays the crazy hooker.
Okay, that's right. I could have guessed that. I guess when you
was this
said
a
the
Tim Burton film?
when you said the character. Anybody else? I'm just curious. Is there any?
Well, there's a little boy who plays Armie Hammer's like potentially his kid.
yeah.
That's played by Ving Rhames, and then
I mean, they look.
everybody else is like
look-
an
I just
unknown model.
They look
watched-
so alike.
I just watched an episode of Bob's Burgers where they were like talking about the Bible, and Gene was like, "The Ving Rhames version," and they're like, "It's King James." And he's like, "I prefer the Ving Rhames."
So, Steve, is there anything you want to bring up before I go into this last
okay,
question?
so there's a couple cool scenes like near the end. Kevin Bacon and some other ghosts get themselves arrested intentionally, and they sneak in. Well, on their body they have these like artifacts that when they're put together, it freezes all the R.I.P.D. officers, but not the ghouls. And like it's amazing. Like these people, they're like, all these ancient cultures have found artifacts to do whatever we want. And so, like, they steal all the gold back from Holding so they can finish the Staff of Jericho and run out. And then it's, like, a really cool scene where Jeff Bridges shoots the thing because it's kind of, like, just floating there. He shoots it, unfreezes them all, and then they kind of creates a chase. And when they finally get outside, it becomes a kind of like a shootout, and throughout the course of the movie, you kind of find out that he's been around for a long time. He apparently fought on the north side of the Civil War and things like that. He was part of the Old West, and he's like a showdown. I invented this shit, and he walks out and just takes two people out real quick, and then like he just turns around and shoots, and he's like, who? Like everybody hides out in a chapel, and then he's like, oh, and then window in the motel, and turns and like shoots in there, and there's no one there, and he's like, huh. Well, sometimes they're on, and he just spins around and shoots like the top of the building behind him, and he's like, "Yep, they always go for the top of the building behind you." But the entire movie, he's kind of given, or something that I think is kind of good is that like he's kind of, I don't want to say over his death, but he's gotten to the point where he's dealt with it, and that you can't go back and make up for the things that you did before you the universe won't let them do it. If they try to talk to him, it just comes out gibberish. Yeah. And he's like, and you have to see the people that you care about feel the way they do, good or bad. And so he's kind of dealing with that, and it's kind of reopening the wounds as he's seeing Ryan Reynolds deal with that, and he's trying to like help him along, and he keeps telling the story of how he died, and how he died was like he sees they're at Ryan Reynolds' funeral, and he's like, this is a real nice funeral. You see, getting your folded up flag. He's like, my funeral was 6 coyotes eating my body and dragging my bones away, and like that's a reoccurring theme. Like he keeps talking about these coyotes eating him, and then like at one point, and he goes, I saw a coyote make love to my skull. Do you know what they call that? And they don't say it because it was a PG-13 movie.
Okay.
But they get you to say skull fucked in your own head. And Ryan Reynolds looks at him in the eyes and he goes, I hope he got both sockets. And it was a really funny scene.
And wouldn't it be skull ooh fucked? Get it? Because wolves go ooh.
There's coyotes though, dude.
Shit.
And
I quit.
There's a scene at the end where they actually do the fast the Fast 8 car scene with like they kind of do it. They kind of do it like they don't.
Which one?
He said Fast 8.
So no,
the whole movie.
Well, they don't
inside that movie.
They don't activate the cars and drive them off, but there's like basically like a singularity on this parking garage. And the cars start falling down onto them as they're driving.
Wow.
And like as it's happening.
Wow.
And as it's happening, there's just a shot of Jeff Bridges like looking up at the cars falling as Ryan Reynolds is like pushing ghosts that are in other cars following them, like pushing them into falling cars. And he just looks up, he's like, holy shit. And it's the way he says it caught me so off guard.
How does this movie relate to the Jericho TV series though?
It doesn't. However, the Jericho staff is actually the Jericho missile in Iron Man.
Okay, cool.
At least there's some connection. At least they decided to keep
I'm satisfied.
Continuity in a way.
Yeah.
So 48 hours again. Steve, this is the final question. It's gonna go to both of you guys. And Steve, I think that it's more proper to go to you first, and that's so in why are we to just kind of accept the fact that Captain Falcon has a Falcon punch and a Falcon kick? Like, what is? I mean, he's driving a vehicle up until this point, and then Super Smash Bros. And now he can just. And he has a Falcon punch that shows a fiery falcon that he does. Like, why is that a thing that we've all just kind of gotten in line behind? I don't understand. Steve, do you have a response to...
If I might interject,
it
doesn't really bother me, but then I don't like... What bothers me is that he doesn't say Falcon uppercut.
Well, that's the Raptor drive. It's not called the Falcon.
But he uses the same fire move.
I'm just saying.
And then he just does an uppercut.
Well, I mean, and then also...
So I just don't like his inconsistency.
And then also, like, Fox's up B, where he does that fire, and he was like, that kind of, like, what? Like, dude, now you can... I mean, why are we okay with this stuff?
Well, I mean, They had lives before.
I mean, I'm not.
On. They had lives before they got into vehicles. If it wasn't for Mario 1, you wouldn't know that Mario could shoot fireballs in Mario Kart.
In Mario Kart?
Yeah, in Mario Kart, without any knowledge of Super Mario Brothers, you would never know anything about fireballs.
Correct.
So when he gets out of the car and shoots a fireball, you're like, oh, he can shoot a fireball. Just because we never played the games of the lives of these people before they got into their vehicles doesn't mean they didn't have skills.
Yeah, but why doesn't pole position have LAN?
What?
Have LAN? Like local area network?
Capabilities.
Capabilities. I mean, so what would the movie be about about Captain Falcon where he uses a Falcon punch?
Oh, is that what you're asking me?
Sure, and now it is.
Well, I mean, he's a young kid and he has skills. Like, he has these abilities. But he loves the road. And just because he has those skills doesn't mean he's got to use them.
Can he? Sorry to cut you off, but
Well, I can give you my movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I still have the question.
Okay,
Regardless,
so
I'm
it's
sure.
kind of like a you got served scenario type of movie where then he challenges somebody to a dance battle. Captain Falcon does all his dance and all his stuff, and he's like, "Show me your moves," and the other team does it way better and fucking crushes him. So then he just gets so pissed off, the fire within, and he just beats the shit out of him, and then he's sentenced to be a race car driver
In Death Race?
like in Death Race, and that's where then he starts doing
So-
the driving thing.
so
he had
much
the skills
better.
beforehand.
And it's called the movie. It's called
Death Race. F-Zero edition.
look in Charlie's eyes when I asked him the title of the movie. That was like. It's like I literally
Oh, man.
hit,
All right, hold on.
I hit the edge of his
No, no.
creativity to be like, oh shit. I gotta think of
I didn't
Hold
know if
on.
I was missing something.
Oh, I'm going to tell a joke that's specifically for Ian.
Well,
Death Zero Unlimited Blade Works. The
so
only person
so
who listens to this
Steve,
who will get that is Ian.
shit, I forgot the question I was gonna ask before you went on your tangent about the the Captain Falcon movie.
If he wins because of that, I'm going to be super pissed.
Well, you better
Now
get
I
ready.
have to. No, I'm kidding.
Shit. Now I really feel upset that I don't remember that question.
We'll just fill that time with watching Lorenzo's Oil.
We'll fill the time with us, with me looking on eBay for a Laserdisc player, and then us waiting here for the shipment and plugging it in.
And we'll record all of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then I
think I smell our
do you
first commentary
our
film.
first premium episode. Do you guys?
This
you
shit's sad, man. That's it.
Man, this is actually a really good movie.
Wait, so they should have ran out of Lorenzo's Oil, but it kept burning for 8 nights?
Wait, so is Oil his middle name or his last name?
Hold on, we gotta flip the disc.
He was actually born with oil instead of blood. No,
Do you guys remember those?
his grandfather left him an oil field.
Do you guys remember those Laserdisc player remotes? Like those things were
Yeah.
fucking
No.
gigantic.
It's like
They
the
were
size of my arm.
huge. They were so big. They were comical. Like I cannot imagine releasing that kind of product and being like, no, yeah, people will accept this. People won't laugh at this. Like it is.
If it had been the
gigantic.
80s, maybe, because everything was like crazy.
No,
in
it
the
was
80s.
it was the late
But it was like,
the
no.
late 90s, early 2000s, which nobody knew what the fuck was going on in any form of anything at that point.
Yeah, because like
People didn't know.
Laserdisc came out, and then DVD came out, and everyone was like, well,
Well, I was gonna say that time period, like nobody knew how to dress, nobody knew what was going on in music, nobody like laser discs and HD DVDs were a thing. Like it was a madhouse. But with that being said,
Oh, this Lorenzo's Oil disc is an extended play. This is an EP, dude. This is the Lorenzo's Oil EP.
oh shit, dude. I hope they got some remixes on that track of.
You just need to use this as a hot plate whenever you have people over.
I mean,
no. Hold on, Tyler. For my exam, I have a final tomorrow, and I have to like use a mirror to show like the corners of my like. They say you can use a DVD. Can I borrow a laser disc?
Oh my god,
dude, take it. Yes. Okay. Wait, hold on. What is it? Explain again what it's for.
So people can't see that he's cheating or anything.
Yeah. So when I take my exams, my exam's an online class, and when they take it, since I take it on my laptop and the webcam is in the thing, they have to make sure that I don't have like post-it notes or stuff around my screen. So I have to show them my screen in the four corners of my keyboard.
So do you have any post-it notes?
No.
Because would you be able to put something on that to label it Lorenzo's oil laser disc?
I mean, they're going to be able to tell.
The people that are they would have no concept.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
no, but they'll say like DVD, and they'll just be like, "Where did you get a DVD that big?"
Oh, what are all those fingerprints, Chuck? You're ruining it.
You're ruining my limited press, Lorenzo's oil.
So I think, honestly, I think I'm gonna have to go with R.I.P.D. for this one. Charlie, you don't seem too excited about it.
Charlie was so checked out for all.
He didn't
like there was a train. The movie ended.
He brought the Lorenzo's oil laser disc so that he had something to talk about.
Subconsciously, I guess. Yeah.
So I guess, yeah. What's your final thoughts, Chuck?
Real
thoughts. My bad.
It's just boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sucked. It's just, it's so bland.
It's one of those movies where there's a lot happening, but it's not interesting.
Yeah, I don't even remember most of it already.
And when did you see it?
Some lady today.
Oh, okay. There was some lady.
I don't know. I don't even remember if that kid is actually his kid or not. Because they don't
that was
make
just
it
some
clear.
kid on screen.
Yeah. And there's that
Played
scene
by
where
Ving Rhames.
he throws that silver bullet out. But it's played as almost like kind of a comedy scene when it happens. You know that scene I'm talking about from the trailer where he throws that
and he
bullet
catches
and it
it really weird.
looks weird. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's the kid you're talking about?
Yeah. And Johnny Depp throughout the whole thing just keeps going like, screw you, white man. It's like, man, aren't you white?
Yeah, but the that one Native American guy gave him.
He's 2/15.
Yeah, and they had like one tribe chieftain give him blessing, didn't they? To be like, you can play this part. Like, okay. That still doesn't really make it all right.
I honestly wouldn't even give a shit about doing that other way, but then they played it up so strong of him being like,
yeah,
fuck you, white man.
Yeah.
Maybe they
it's
tone
like,
that
it's
down
like
a little
you're
bit.
just tan.
I mean, Army Hammer was fine. It's just I just don't give a shit about the Lone Ranger.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird property to bring. I mean,
to try and
honestly, both of them are weird properties to be like, let's do it.
Isn't R.I.P.D. like a comic?
Yeah, it was like a graphic novel or comic or something. Like both of them are something that's like, okay, wait, why? Like you decided that this is what you go all in on with your money? Like what? Yeah, that's why I picked them both because it's like,
dude,
okay, Lone Ranger.
You'll never believe too. Helena Bonham Carter's character is like so weird.
Oh shit!
Really?
Dude. Is there? Hey, wait.
On.
Is her hair like fucking crazy?
Yeah, stark, bright red, like your
man.
top right now.
Oh man, I'm not even wearing a top. He's talking about my nipples. Because they're so hard. Talking about how.
Well, I was gonna say because you ran a marathon this morning, so they're just
bloody.
But if he's not wearing or is that why you're not wearing a top now? Because they're too sensitive.
Yeah.
They're way too sensitive that if you just gave them a little flick.
I won't be doing that.
Oh come on, Steve! Just a little flick.
I don't know where this is going.
Dude, it's just for laughs, bro. Don't be weird about it.
Yeah, seriously, you're the one making this weird.
Yep, always me making it weird.
So Steve.
So my movies suck. I mean, Steve, you've seen this movie, right?
No, I haven't.
I thought you said you had seen it.
No, I wanted to. I would have been happy watching either of these.
Honestly, I feel like they're the same caliber. Like I'm as uninterested in both of them. That's
It
why I
was hard
thought they
for me
were
to-
good to assign because
Because you're like never watching these.
I tried for some parts of this. My
did you?
discussion. Yeah, some of the parts, and I'm just legitimately the last train scene was kind of cool. But then some of it's just it's hard to even bullshit about.
Yeah. So Steve, real thoughts. Let's hear it.
It wasn't bad. Like there was a good movie in here. It was just they were trying too hard to try and be like
Lorenzo's Crisco.
no
Lorenzo's Cristo?
Crisco. An oil alternative.
Lorenzo's
Splenda.
I was gonna say
he's trying to cut back on
Olean or
sugars.
whatever.
Oh
Whatever
yeah,
that was.
yeah.
No,
you
it was
want to shit your pants.
like they were trying so hard to be like the next Men in Black, and I think that's what this was they were trying like this. I know it was a little bit later, but I can't remember if it was around when Men in Black 3 was. I think they were trying to search for like the next Men in Black because Men in Black was kind of running its course, and you could tell that they were trying with like the jokes and the retorts.
Men in Black was just picking up steam in the third one.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Okay. But like it was trying too hard to do certain things and stuff like that, and like the joke, like they kept on doing things because like they could be hit, like they were very incredibly durable.
Oh, so it was a lot of like Three Stooges type. Like,
yeah, and then and it would be
I can't think of the name of the type of humor, just slapstick. Yeah, there you go.
And like the CGI for that was like really weird because you know that like early mid 2000s CGI where like anytime something like that would happen, like they just looked ragdoll.
Well, yeah, even
in like a weird way, like all the joints looked fluid.
Yeah, that shot of him dying in the trailer just looked really weird. Like he looked like too heavy, but at the same time,
It shouldn't be that way. This movie came out in 2013.
Yeah, it was like he looked too heavy, but at the same time, like not like it was a weird mixture where it was like, wait, he fell really quick, but at the same time his whole body was flailing everywhere.
And then like in a similar fashion to Charlie's thoughts on the new Transformers, there's a scene where he's he's in an elevator, and there's the big giant monster guy who's like at least several hundred pounds is like falling, and he shoots a cable on an elevator, which causes him to hit this guy falling and then eject out of the top of the building. And I was like, I don't think that's how that works at all. I don't think the counterweight on an elevator is that strong.
Yeah.
But by far the weirdest thing was, and I'm kind of glad I didn't bring this up in the actual talking about it. When they're first trying to interrogate one of these guys to make sure that he's one of the deados or whatever, he brings in Indian food and sits it down, and he starts eating the Indian food while Ryan Reynolds asks these like bizarre sentences like, a Chinese boy comes to you on Ash Wednesday in like a red Nissan with, and then some Indian dish, and the guy, he's like, would you eat it? I was like, no. He's like, what if it was an Armenian boy and the dish was tikka masala? And you're like, what the fuck is happening? While Jeff Bridges just sloppily eats Indian food.
I don't think he can eat it any other way.
Yeah. But like this is happening,
Not
and
with
then
that
like
lazy mouth.
and then all of a sudden the guy like morphs into the dead thing, because apparently cumin turns them from their human, because once they die they're dead, but they're rotting, but they're still in like normal human form. But when they're exposed to cumin, it's
pronounced cumin.
No, that's when they quote unquote pop, and they turn into like the demon form, and they can't go back. So once that happens, they're like pure demon, and like that was happening. I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
So why wouldn't they just walk in with cumin and just like throw it on?
I
him?
don't know.
They're like, oh no, come in, and then they pop. That's what you're saying.
But like one guy, they're like we're gonna turn you
Not in
into
that movie.
Like, we're gonna turn you into a dead or whatever, and the guy is like, I'm gonna do it myself, and he takes the cumin, or no, Kevin Bacon turns into it himself by putting the cumin on his hand and snorting it like cocaine. And like the whole, like that whole thing was like, is this like a big thing?
Totally random.
Yeah. It was just so bizarre.
How many people had sporks?
Just me, because I was alone watching this film.
Okay, so R.I.P.D. is sitting at a nice little 13% on Rotten Tomatoes out of 94 reviews, 12 fresh, 82 rotten.
Jesus.
Critics' consensus is it has its moments, most of them courtesy of Jeff Bridges' rootin' tootin' performance as an undead Wild West sheriff.
Nope.
But R.I.P.D. is ultimately too dim-witted and formulaic to satisfy.
I mean, Jeff Bridges, his entire persona was just bizarre. There was a really funny scene where a guy comes up to because of course he's like a tall beautiful blonde, like people see a tall beautiful blonde. This guy comes up and he's like, "This is my card. I shoot music videos. My personal number's on the back." And he's like, "I am a woman. I am not here for your entertainment. Now get out of here before I castrate you, boy."
Is that old Asian man funny at all in it? He's been funny in his other roles.
You don't see him much because it's like a person, and then they're leaving it on run. There was a really funny scene when he gets hit by the car and he lands, because also their guns aren't gun. People don't see them as guns. His gun is a banana, so he gets up from being hit by a car in like a trench coat and a hat. Because I also do love James Hong. He cracks me up in everything. But he gets up and he's like, "Nothing to see here, I'm fine." And he walks away with a banana like it's a gun, just like with purpose.
So we've got a couple.
Oh, and at the very end, Jeff Bridges pulls some strings and gets Ryan Reynolds a different identity, so he's no longer James Hong at the end of the movie. He is instead like a 12-year-old Girl Scout with red hair and headgear, and he's driving like a Buick.
So. There's a couple good ones here that I got for you. Critic reviews, that is. A half hour into the film, and it feels like the 8th day of jury duty.
Shit.
The movie, watching Jury Duty, the movie, for the 8th day in a row.
Yep.
Half an hour in and already wishing I would have been watching Lorenzo's Oil again.
And then I've got, please don't see it.
Kill me. Oh.
Value your time more than I did.
Damn.
That is... Wow.
It's not a buddy cop movie, nor is it an action movie. It's just one vaguely funny joke told for 98 minutes.
That is incredibly accurate. That is disturbingly accurate.
Yikes. That's harsh.
Yeah, it's more harsh the fact that Steve is adamant how accurate it is.
No, like because like it's got all those like those trademark Ryan Reynolds quips that are like kind of his thing now.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of his trademark at this point. They're just like they just feel sloppy. Like they're either too obvious or like they're too forced.
So we've got a good this is fresh. A good action adventure with some comedy thrown in, and Mary Louise Parker steals the show.
She was good. Like her character was one of she does have a really weird scene because apparently her character had hooked up with Jeff Bridges' character. Mm-hmm. And so there's this kind of thing, like, and I guess he wronged her in some way. But at the very end,
it's donged her.
But at the very end, she like bites his beard, and I was like, "Oh!"
And then they started filming the movie.
That's gross.
I was like, that must have been so revolting. Like, why would you want? And because at this point, Jeff Bridges has like one of those long, like wispy. He's got like the Rooster Cogburn beard, like that wispy thing at the end, where it's just like, oh, that would just be like, she got some of that to stay in there. Like that's not gonna be good.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Okay, another fresh one. This will be the last one I do. You won't see it popping up on any best of lists, but it's an adequate 96-minute time waster.
I mean,
okay.
like,
I feel like waster still pretty big.
Yes.
Insult.
I mean, like that with the very like the 98-minute like vaguely funny joke. Like that's really, it was. I don't hate that I saw the movie. It was kind of there. Like it had some good moments. There were a couple times where just Jeff Bridges saying shit just cracked me up, and usually It required like more than just some profanity to crack, but like the
But
way
your
the
favorite
way he
comedian's
sold,
Bob Saget.
the way he sold the lines when he said it, like he looked like a crazed, bewildered man who was like, I have seen lots of stuff in my life, but I have not seen that.
See, but I get tired of him playing that character.
So,
I respect that.
interestingly enough, the Lone Ranger score is the inverse of the...
31?
Yep, it's at 31.
No, negative 30.
Negative 31?
It's at 31% with a... Oh, I didn't say the average rating for R.I.P.D, but the average rating for Lone Ranger, and I can't be fucked to bring up a closed tab, so... so the Lone Ranger average rating is 4.8 out of 10. This has a lot more reviews at 224, probably because it was a Disney movie with Johnny Depp.
They advertised the hell out of this.
Yeah, this movie was huge when it came
that's
out.
that's
Like
155 rotten.
It was supposed to be.
That's 155
yeah.
rotten.
Well,
See,
it was hugely promoted.
Yes.
I honestly feel like I should have picked this to win because you got 155 rotten, and then you got how many with fresh? Fucking 69, brah.
Neat.
Got him. Great joke. And
That's what keeps the viewers coming back.
and the
Oh, like the oral sex position.
exactly,
Gotcha.
dude. Because the 6 and the 9, they look like dudes sucking each other's dicks.
Just read the rest of something. Just read anything on that page.
Or two tadpoles swimming in a circle. Oh, yeah.
Like a yin and a yang, brah. Critics' consensus is Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp make for an appealing pair of leads, but
Too much sexual attention.
but they're not enough to make up for the Lone Ranger's bland script, bloated length, and blaring action overkill.
I wouldn't say action overkill, but it's definitely bland.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, your face said it all when you came in today.
This guy who is a letter off from being a Hollywood superstar, Tom Huddleston, says that it is frustrating, lazy, and lifeless.
Are you sure that's not the Sentient Hubble Telescopes account?
No, Huddleston, not Hubbleston.
Oh, damn it.
Because that would have been 3 letters off, dude.
I mean, yeah, and I was a little skeptic because of his the profile picture was just a satellite.
With the Snapchat filter on his face. And
the hot dog ears and the tongue coming out.
Wow, he must be really playful.
Another one is your
He's
expectation.
really down to earth.
He's not Chris Rock.
Oh, man.
That was a movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was
Just
making a satellite joke.
No, I know you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was making a movie joke.
Because we're a podcast about movies,
Satellites.
not...
Oh.
Another thing is your expectations of how your expectations of how bad the Lone Ranger is can't trump the reality.
Wow.
Yikes.
Got some good burns today.
The Lone Ranger is a weird mixture of daffy slapstick and deadly seriousness. In short, the spirit guide of this film would be an arduous trash heap.
Oh, my God.
I didn't.
So the bird.
Yeah, I didn't pre-read that one as I was going through. And let's do a couple fresh just to. This one doesn't really seem too fresh. A bloated but entertaining studio juggernaut. I guess that's another. Well, it sure was a strange and subversive 4th of July gift Disney decided to give this country. Fresh.
To be fair, he never said it was bad.
Sure. It just, I guess it's because I read it that way, but it
yeah, you could
seems
be like,
sarcastic.
well, that was a nice gift.
Let's be honest. It can't not have been said that
Just
way.
read it positively.
All right. Well, it sure was a strange and subversive 4th of July gift Disney just... shit, that still sounds a
That
little...
was better.
Just the word subversive kind of makes it sound bad.
I mean, we don't know that the one that called it a piece of trash was bad.
That was Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, he loves trash. It's among the most captivating failures you will see this year. Fresh.
He did say it was captivating.
It's at times the most exciting live action film for years.
Okay.
Gorgeously shot, brilliantly acted, and recklessly ambitious.
It shot well. I'll give it that. I mean, and I guess it's ambitious. I mean,
Recklessly so.
Well, I mean, yeah, they lost so much money. It was pretty reckless that they did it. So that's the.
they ended it without setting it up really for a sequel. Like they're
really?
together at the
That's
end.
actually
they
surprising.
Didn't, at least I don't remember them leaving open any threads.
After-
So they
after
could have
the,
made another one, but
After the test screening, they were like, "We need to reshoot this ending."
Yeah, and that's interesting. That's a question though that I.
Oh. And the whole thing is framed as Johnny Depp as a really old Native American in a museum as like one of the wax figures in a display, talking to a child that's dressed like the Lone Ranger, asking him about it.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say the child dressed like the Lone Ranger's asking the wax figure, and at the end you find out that the wax figure is real. Wait, hold on. Was that a joke? Was that a bit that you just did?
No.
Oh shit! That's
they're like other, like in Night at the Museum.
Yeah,
like
no,
all the
I
people
thought
on-
I thought that was
like it's a Hall of Presidents sort of situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I thought we were doing a bit about a wax figure Johnny
No.
Depp.
He's not. I don't know if he's supposed to be a wax figure or not.
Oh
His
shit!
makeup
Well,
looks
he's
so
probably
bad.
animatronic.
His makeup looks so bad it kind of looks like it,
Maybe he
but-
got really good at taxidermy on himself.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
I was trying to continue it. What I thought was a bit, and then like the look on your face, you're like, no, that's like you.
Yeah.
No, that isn't what happened. Unlike what I'm saying.
and then it doesn't make any sense because at the end of it, he gives
Way ahead of you on that one.
no, but he gives the kid because he's like,
Some
all that
wax.
stuff is just a story, right? And he's like, I don't remember what the fuck
He gives him the
says.
dead bird.
No, he gives him the silver bullet that was fired in the movie.
Holy
though.
shit.
Huh?
Or I think it was fired. I don't fucking remember. It was stupid.
Does he toss it to him, and then there's
Nah,
like,
he
Wait, is the kid leaving? And it's like, hey, kid. Like,
And he
like,
gives
flicks
like
it
an
to him.
8-year-old kid a live
and he
round
gives,
of ammunition.
and he gives him a Dr. Pepper while he's walking out too.
Mean Joe Green.
And he cracks it open and gives him a little wink. That's wrong. Steve, that's actually a question I should have asked. Was did your movie have a blatant sequel setup in it? I don't know why. I feel like both these movies were prime. Like, oh hey, we're gonna do franchises.
I mean, just the fact that like I don't know if they didn't say that Jeff Bridges was going to be like, it wasn't like, this is my last case and then I'm moving on and then he gets 53 more years. Like, that would have been more of like a clear, defined setup for a sequel.
yeah.
But in the same way that like most kind of like buddy cop movie, like buddy cop type movies, they just kind of set up for a sequel because like they finish it off
And they're like, let's go and venture more.
Yeah, like they get in their car and they're like, well, what's next? Like, what's on the docket? Like, are there any call? Like,
Yeah.
oh, Deado at 5th and Main. Like, and like they buckle in and drive off.
Yeah, I gotcha. So is there anything else you guys want to mention? I feel like we're about to wrap up here. Is there anything else you guys wanted to mention?
I've got nothing. Like the only thing that I could say was there was a joke about Jeff Bridges' character being sexually attracted to ankles.
Okay.
And Ryan Reynolds' character is still carrying his live round revolver, which doesn't work on ghosts. They have to use like these special rounds. And he's like, why are you wearing that ankle holster? He's like, stop looking at my ankles. And he gets like real defensive because of the whole sexual attraction.
Well, I
to
guess
ankles.
depending on how old he is. I mean, that could have been like, oh, damn, girl. Pull up that dress
Damn,
another
girl,
couple
them ankles.
inches. So
But-
scandalous.
But I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of
Okay. Charlie?
that like was of note that like stuck out in my head as like something that they were specifically talking about in that movie.
Yeah.
This is going to
weird.
not work well for the podcast at all, but maybe you guys will appreciate it. This is how Johnny Depp walks away at the end of the movie, though.
Okay. Charlie's standing. He just took off his headphones. He's standing up for the Oh, got a little
He
strut.
puts he's dressed like a Native American on the exhibit, then he puts a suit back on, like a full
A
suit
zoot
out of
suit.
nowhere, and it's just this fucking grind.
And spins his pocket watch
No,
on the way
and
out.
he's got a briefcase out of nowhere, and he goes like this as the kids watch him walk away.
Okay, that is the shortest stepped type walk away ever. It almost seems like he's having a seizure while he's trying
And
to
it's
walk.
like a 30-second sequence.
It's like a miniature movement with a walker almost.
Yeah. It's like one of those toys from Toy Story trying to walk
Yes.
away.
Well, it's like
but-
he's handicapped, but he's moving so much so still. It's like he's just trying to look like an idiot.
trying.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So I guess going into the old in here before I get into all the external plugs. We us three decided we should probably mention this just because it's become a sort of staple to kind of joke about. It's been a backstory to Steve's character of the podcast. We want to kind of bring up the fact that the lead singer of Linkin Park, Chester Bennington, I think his last name is, he unfortunately committed suicide just a few days ago. As they're recording this podcast, it wasn't that long ago.
I believe it was Thursday. So it will be a week from when this podcast, or a week before this podcast came out.
And that's, I mean, I know we all have made jokes about the band itself, but I think they're also,
It's a bummer.
well, yeah, no, and you can't, I mean, we wouldn't be joking about Linkin Park as a band if they hadn't have made, I mean, Hybrid Theory really was,
I mean,
and it's like, I mean, if they hadn't had been so monumental, especially at that time,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be sitting here
mean,
making jokes about them.
So
So
I
I think
never-
that's-
that was my jam, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I never
That's-
bought any of their albums really, just because I didn't buy a lot
wow,
of music.
breaking
No,
the
no,
fourth
no, no.
wall
I
here.
own.
No, you have to.
I know, no. I have Hybrid Theory, but like
10 times.
But like as I was getting older, like I didn't have the money, and I didn't buy albums as much.
Yeah.
And but every song I've ever heard from them that was on the radio, I really like.
Yeah, no,
like
I'm-
I've all of the music that I know of them, I really enjoy, and I'm sure if I actually delved into their actual records, I'm sure I would like a lot. Like I'm sure I would like a lot more than I would.
Yeah, I remember.
Realize.
I remember
Check it
when
out.
Hybrid Theory came out. Being at my current best friend at the time, I was in like 5th or 6th grade. I remember being at his house and him being like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I got that Linkin Park CD," and us just sitting in his room listening to while we played like fucking Tony Hawk or some shit. And we just had that playing in the background. And it's like, this is awesome. Like, this is, yeah. I mean, it was a great album. It sucks that, whatever he went through, I'm assuming depression got the best of him at the
Yeah.
end of the line. And then he had a wife and 6 kids,
Yeah, that's
and
terrible for
obviously
them.
hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of fans.
I will say
that are gonna mourn the loss of this guy. That it's they can't. I mean, you can't replace him.
No,
in
he
the
had a
band.
very
They
unique
can't.
voice.
Yeah.
But I would say that he was probably the most I guess talked about, like, of my personal friends on Facebook, of all the celebrities that have died recently.
Yeah.
Like, he was easily the most talked about of people I knew.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation, and we just felt like we should bring it up just because of the fact that, I mean,
he
it's
does
just
he does
because
mean a
it's
lot
been-
to us.
It's been a focal, like, that band has been a point in our
And I don't see it
in our
going away
fuckery.
either.
Oh yeah, we're not
no.
gonna, and I think that's. I mean, I don't
It's
think.
never mean spirited because we like the fucking
Yeah, it's
album.
one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those, flattery and imitation kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna. And
We're glad they
obviously-
presented us the opportunity to even make the
Exactly,
jokes.
exactly. And I mean, it's not like, I don't think that any of our jokes, even as a whole,
it's
well,
never
I
been
mean, I
this-
guess Mickey Rooney jokes are a little, are a little rough, but I don't think that
They're
Yeah, but
disparaging.
Those
but
kids.
at the same time, it's a different scenario, and we're still in jest about stuff. But I mean, I don't know. I don't
Let's
want.
not try and deconstruct.
Well,
this
no,
and
I
defend
don't.
ourselves.
Yeah, I just guess I'm gonna say I don't want anybody to think that any jokes that we make are anything more than us making jokes. We may make stupid jokes. We make jokes that are not good, but we're never trying to do any. May. Memes. It all comes back. That was another great joke to add to the podcast.
Another classic.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
I think that we never try to be mean spirited.
So
we're just
our
having
thoughts
fun, but
reach
yeah,
out
we're
to that
and
family
then with
it's a
this
real bummer.
Yeah, and as far as we're not gonna stop mentioning hybrid theory because it's still
Or Boy Next Door.
or
Still-
Boy Next Door because
Still because Jennifer Lopez killed herself.
No, because you listened to that while
Steve, you didn't hear?
Oh God.
She found out Chester Bennington.
Man, this is gonna. If she ends up killing herself, it's gonna be awful.
She found
Only if it happens before Thursday.
she found out they're rebooting Geely.
I can't
Without
take
her.
it. No, but with Ben Affleck. But yeah, like I said, we just thought we should bring it up, and it just sucks. It's stupid. I think this is one of those things where. Obviously, it's a celebrity. We don't know who this person is. We don't. At the end of the day, we are not personally affected by it.
No.
But we can still be sympathetic of knowing, like, hey,
Yeah.
like I said, this dude had a wife and 6 children. Like, that sucks. For them to all have to go through this, and obviously, probably the wife specifically having to go through the build up to it.
Yeah.
And just this whole situation is probably heartbreaking and very hard. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they won't ever listen to this podcast, but I'd say our thoughts go out to the family and the band and just
I guess to make it a little bit more personal to us and the people in the cast, like if any of you guys like have depressive thoughts, like talk to somebody.
Yeah. That's something.
Don't let
it's
it build
not-
up. Don't let it.
Yeah,
get to that point.
I think that there's a weird precedent about depression where it's just it goes away. Like, oh hey, I'm feeling sad. That means I'm depressed. Now I'm happy, so I'm not depressed anymore. If you have depression, it doesn't really just go away. It's kind of something that you fight with. So don't feel bad about reaching out.
Yeah.
About it because there are people around you who will help you, who want to help you,
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a hard thing to deal with. Don't think that you're an outlier or you're whatever, that you're unhelpable. People will want to help you. So yeah, a little serious
Yeah.
note for us, but yeah, I agree with you, Steve, and I'm sure Charlie's on that. Yeah, fine. Do not be afraid to go find help and then also if you're too afraid to bring it up around your friends, reach out for help. A third party like a counselor at some point. I know a lot of jobs have in their if you work at a full-time job, a lot of places offer free like there's a program where they're like, oh hey, we offer this.
Yeah, someone will find a way to help you.
Yeah, and it's all
toss a link up when we post this episode for something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some like
some
maybe like a suicide prevention hotline or something like that. Yeah, I'll probably throw that in the links just with the rest of them. And I guess a weird enough segue.
Yeah.
Fuck Mickey Rooney though.
Yeah, I feel, there's no way to leave this depressed.
I
this
just
sad.
did.
No, it's either abrupt or slowly and awkwardly. I guess thanks to Three Wise Media for constantly promoting us and being on our side. Same with Good, Bad, or Bad, Bad. Same with Beyond the Blast Doors. Those all Three Wise Radio is a podcast where they just talk about news and goings on in comic book world, stuff like that. And then you got Beyond the Blast Doors, which is a cool little Star Wars podcast, but they also have a video component. You can do either or. They got a YouTube channel, and then Good, Bad, or Bad, Bad is just YouTube.
You could just listen to it if that was your thing, but you would be missing something.
You would be, because they do a lot of good edits with the film that they're doing, and it's a lot of fun. It's two buddies of ours that actually will go. I'll bring that up now that I remember it. We are all, I think it's confirmed now, all three of us are going to the room. If you are if you're a fan and you live nearby St. Louis area.
That's not true. It's bullshit.
Us three are going to see, I think it's, is it August?
25th.
25th.
Friday, August 25th.
We are going to the screening of The Room at the Tivoli, or the Tivoli if you're an idiot. And
And it's not until 11:55, so
Yeah,
we'll
it's
probably be
real late.
hanging out.
Yeah, the Tivoli.
it's I've heard people call it that.
I've heard it both ways.
Okay, Sean.
Dude, I just watched that
teaser.
Trailer. Yeah.
We will. Yeah, it's not till 11:55. You've got Tommy Wiseau.
Tommy Wiseau.
I always thought it was
Wizzo. Okay,
Wizzo.
he's the director of the movie and star, and he will be there.
Both of those in quotes.
He will be there. He'll be doing a Q&A.
Producers confirmed.
He'll be doing a Q&A afterwards. I'm guessing. I don't know if it's in the
Probably.
writing. But also as well, the good, better, bad guys. So Brian and Kyle will both be at that showing, and I think that
We'll probably
we're all going to be
at a
hanging
bar
out.
beforehand.
Yeah, we're going to be.
I mean, it's
over
not
in
like
the-
I said, it's
after.
not until 11:55, so
Yeah,
we got
so-
some time to kill.
So all of
down
us,
on the loop.
all five of us. No,
Maybe we'll
I mean,
toss a
it's
football
pretty.
I could go to Friday Night Magic there.
All five of us will be hanging out outside somewhere at the on the loop getting drinks. So
Yep.
I'm sure that we will throw out in Twitter. Both of our Twitters will have something be like, hey, we're hanging out here if you want to come and get a drink.
Drop a pin on the old Facebook.
Yeah.
Checking on Foursquare.
We'll
Create some accounts for things we don't
we
have.
gotta beef up security then.
do a Periscope. So all of us will be out there hanging out. So come by, say what's up, do whatever. I'm sure it'll mostly be good, better, bad,
the
bad
tickets were
fans,
$15,
if that's
so
Yeah.
yeah, it's not bad,
go for it
honestly.
if you
yeah,
wanna buy one.
yeah, and I think it was like 16 with the convenience
Yep.
fee, which isn't.
And
I feel like that's not bad for seeing this movie with the director and
yeah.
like
No, I
Q&A
completely
kind of
agree.
afterwards. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'll throw in all the links for. I might even throw the link in for the room ticket.
sure.
Just in
Side note, let's not forget to shout out to Scott Blackwell for our
for
our logo
exactly.
and Jeremy Lamb
yep.
for the theme.
Yeah, thanks Steve for throwing that in there at the end. Yeah, shout out.
Sorry,
to
it's been a
both
long
those
and
guys
winding cast
No,
already, so
it
it's
has.
easy to forget stuff.
So we're gonna have a lot of links in the old description of this one. I think I haven't been doing it lately, but I'll probably throw most of these links in the Facebook as well, especially the important ones. And
Dude,
so just the links to our Facebook page.
Pretty
on our Facebook page.
Exactly.
pretty depressing cast, though. I mean, I had to talk about
Lone Ranger. Yeah, you had to. Woe is you. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think we've pretty much thrown out all the plugs and all the.
I can
events
think
and
of
all the,
nothing else we can talk about.
Bye.
Movie Versus is a production of Three Wise Media. For more information, check us out on Facebook.